After weeks of build-up, the EFF national shutdown went ahead today. But did the protest action bring the country to its knees as promised? Protesters indeed took to the streets across the country, but so did law enforcement, with no major reports of violence or intimidation. The EFF and other groups called the shutdown to protest the crippling power cuts in the country, and are also calling for the resignation of President Cyril Ramaphosa. eNCA reporters have been following proceedings across the country. Pule Letshwiti-Jones is in the sky over the capital, and we cross to him now. Pule, can you give us an update on what you're seeing from the sky?
Well, a very good afternoon, Andy. As it is right now, it's still quite clear. Well, a very good afternoon, Andy. Once again, apologies about that. I think my signal is a bit bad, but we had received a report that there was a march happening in Commissioner CBD area in Johannesburg, but we see there's nothing here. It's quite clear. But just about 7 minutes ago, we're told that there's a march happening entering the Rivonia area destination towards Megawood Park, of course, ESCOM headquarters. We will be tracking that a bit of. It's been quite peaceful. We've seen that the law enforcement agencies have made sure that the city of Johannesburg is not brought to a standstill. Tshwane as well, that's where the EFF leader Julius Malema and the rest of the organizations led a march to the Union Buildings Presidency's office. That was also quite peaceful. They were accompanied by law enforcement agencies as well. In Kuruleni, we were there just a few minutes ago, also quite peaceful. So the law enforcement agencies have made sure that the province and of course the rest of the parts across the country are not brought to a standstill.
Pule, you have an ideal view from the sky to see sort of the geographical spread of these protests in Tshwane, Ekurhuleni and Johannesburg. We know the EFF is not one of the biggest parties and they've taken on a mammoth task, not telling us ahead of the protests exactly where those protests would be. From your bird's eye view, can you tell us how widespread these protests were in the areas that you monitored from above?
Yeah, these were widespread. We saw in Johannesburg, Soweto, Tembisa, Alexandra, Ekurhuleni, Pretoria, as well as Mamelodi in the morning as well, across Gauteng and KZN as well. Other areas also affected. My colleague Jason there covering that angle. Mpumalanga, we've heard of places such as Wheatbank as well. In Cape Town, we did see other areas as well being affected, but most importantly, law enforcement agency was there to ensure that no public facilities are being vandalized, no shops are being looted, but most importantly as well, making sure that the confiscation of tires happens to ensure that infrastructure isn't burnt and that everything is still in the morning. You remember the joint press briefing that took place around 7 a.m. in which they confirmed that about 87 people had been arrested. We did see that some of these marchers started their operations from yesterday in the evening in Braamfontein as well, where some of the members were believed to be affiliated to the EFF party as well. They were arrested, but we understand that some of them were released this morning. So, in a sense, a law enforcement agency, of course, has been quite organized in ensuring that these sporadic operations are controlled and that public facilities at the end of the day are not affected, but most importantly as well that innocent South Africans are not intimidated if they refuse to join some of these marches as well.
Pule, earlier you told us there were some protesters heading towards Megawatt Park, the offices of ESCOM. Can you tell us whether most of the EFF protesters have now dispersed?
Well, as far as we were concerned, just earlier on, we know that they had marched to Pretoria, to the President's headquarters, and we were told that the crowd started to disperse after the leader, Julius Malema, of course, was wrapping his speech. But we just got a tip-off as well, just about 13 minutes ago, that there was traffic on Rivonia Road. This as a result of the EFF march, which was heading to the Megawatt Park. We'll, of course, track that march in a few minutes from now. sensitive it is, and whether there's law enforcement agencies to ensure that nothing dangerous happens. The march is controlled, and if a memorandum has to be submitted, that it be submitted, because the bone of contention here from the EFF's part was that they were marching for the president to step down, but also against lack of service delivery, and of course the continuous rolling blackouts as well. That was the agenda for the march, and we will have a look as to whether the march is of course in full force, and whether there are EFF members who were there who were trying to raise their concerns. But I believe that the law enforcement agencies, the Johannesburg Metro Police Department, police officials, the public order policing officials as well, are on scene to ensure that nothing spirals out of control. And as it is right now, Anthony, we make our way there.
Right, so those forces also set to remain deployed for some time yet to ensure law and order. That was reporter Pule Letshwiti-Jones. Will continue to track the developments as Pule tells us the EFF protesters seem to be marching towards Megawatt Park, the offices of Eskom. We'll bring you an update a little bit later.